Have you ever caught yourself thinking, if only I had a bigger kitchen, then I'd be happy? Or maybe it's, if only I had more money, or if only my partner was more understanding. We all have these moments where we convince ourselves that happiness is just one change away from our grasp. Today, I want to share insights from Kate Strickler's powerful book, I Just Wish I Had a Bigger Kitchen, and other lies I think will make me happy. This isn't just another self-help book. It's a deeply personal and practical guide that tackles one of the biggest challenges of our time, learning to love the life we already have in an age of constant comparison. Kate Strickler is the founder of the popular blog Naptime Kitchen and a successful lifestyle influencer. But here's what makes her book so refreshing. She doesn't preach from a pedestal. Instead, she openly critiques the very social media culture that provides her livelihood. She understands firsthand how platforms like Instagram can trap us in endless cycles of comparison and discontent. The book's central metaphor is beautiful and striking. Strickler compares life to rock climbing, specifically to watching climber Alex Honnold scale El Capitan. She writes that while the mountain presents an enormous challenge, it also provides every handhold and foothold the climber needs to reach the summit. Our lives are the same way. The challenges we face also contain the very people, experiences, and beliefs that support us as we climb. But here's the key insight. The goal isn't just to reach the top. It's to fall in love with the climbing process itself, to appreciate each handhold, each step, each breath along the way. This shift in perspective changes everything. So why do we struggle to appreciate our current lives? Strickler identifies the culprit, what she calls the comparison trap. In previous generations, people only saw inside a handful of homes in their neighborhood. Today, through social media, we peer into thousands of carefully curated lives daily. We're comparing our behind-the-scenes reality with everyone else's highlight reel. As one reviewer put it, the internet has expanded our definition of neighbors to include people with vastly different income levels and lifestyles. Suddenly, we feel like we're lacking something, when in reality, we're simply comparing ourselves to an impossible standard. The book's genius lies in its structure. Strickler identifies 10 common lies that fuel our discontent, then provides specific mindset shifts to counter each one. Let me share some of the most powerful ones that could transform how you see your daily life. The first lie is the book's title, I Just Wish I Had a Bigger Kitchen. This represents our belief that external conditions determine our happiness. Whether it's a bigger house, more income, or perfect appearance, we convince ourselves that changing our circumstances will fix our inner dissatisfaction. The mindset shift is profound. Your home is a tool that reflects your current life season. Regardless of its size or style, it can create feelings of warmth and belonging. Instead of focusing on what's missing, look for ways to appreciate and enhance what you already have. Here's a practical application. Next time you feel frustrated with your living space, try this exercise. Walk through your home and identify 3 things that bring your family joy or comfort. Maybe it's the kitchen table where conversations happen, the cozy reading corner, or even the lived-in messiness that shows a home is truly being lived in. Another powerful lie is, I just wish my life looked more like hers. This is the comparison trap in action. We see someone else's carefully presented life and wish we could trade places, not realizing that everyone's life contains both struggles and joys that rarely make it to social media. The mindset shift here is learning to love the unique hand you've been dealt. Your life story, with all its imperfections and unexpected turns, is yours alone. Those very imperfections often become sources of humility, empathy, and deeper connections with others. I find this particularly relevant in our current digital age. Every time you catch yourself scrolling through social media and feeling inadequate, remember that you're comparing your full reality with someone else's curated highlights. It's like comparing a rough draft with a published book. The book also tackles relationship challenges with the lie, I just wish I had a better husband. After conflicts or disappointments with our partners, it's natural to focus on what we wish they would change. But Strickler suggests a different approach. Assume positive intent and look for things to appreciate rather than criticize. This doesn't mean ignoring real problems, but it means approaching them from a foundation of gratitude rather than resentment. Try this practical exercise. When you feel frustrated with your partner, identify one thing they did that day that you can genuinely appreciate, even if it's small. Money presents another common trap. I just wish I had more money. The lie here is that financial increase automatically equals happiness increase. But research consistently shows that once basic needs are met, the relationship between money and happiness becomes much more complex. The mindset shift involves recognizing abundance in what you already have while being intentional about your financial choices based on your own values, not external pressure. Instead of constantly moving the goalposts for enough, define what enough actually looks like for your unique situation and life goals. One of the most challenging lies for parents is, "I just wish I was a better mother." The pressure to be perfect as a parent can be overwhelming, especially when we're bombarded with images of seemingly perfect families online. Strickler's approach here is liberating. Step back from idealized parenting standards and find what works for your specific family. Every family has different needs, personalities, and circumstances. Your approach doesn't need to look like anyone else's to be exactly right for your children. The book addresses our desire for control with, "I just wish I had more control over my circumstances." This lie suggests we can and should manage every aspect of our lives. But trying to control everything leads to exhaustion and anxiety. The mindset shift involves accepting uncertainty as a natural part of life. This doesn't mean becoming passive, but rather focusing your energy on what you can influence while releasing what you cannot. This acceptance often brings unexpected peace and opens us up to possibilities we might have missed while trying to force outcomes. What strikes me most about Strickler's approach is how she handles privilege and honesty. She acknowledges repeatedly that she writes from a position of economic privilege, but she doesn't let that stop her from addressing universal human experiences of discontent and comparison. Dissatisfaction exists at every economic level, and the solutions she offers apply regardless of circumstances. She also weaves her Christian faith throughout the book without being preachy or exclusive. Many readers from different backgrounds have found the wisdom accessible and applicable to their own lives. The book's writing style deserves special mention. Rather than lecturing from an expert position, Strickler writes like a trusted friend sharing hard-won insights. She includes vulnerable stories about her own struggles, loneliness in college, conflicts with her husband, challenges after her fourth child's birth. This vulnerability makes her advice feel authentic and relatable. Each chapter ends with practical elements, specific mindset shifts, reflection questions, and actionable steps you can take immediately. This isn't just theory, it's meant to be lived. Let me share 3 key takeaways that you can start implementing today. First, embrace the power of small changes. Meaningful life transformation doesn't require dramatic overhauls. Small, consistent shifts in thinking and daily habits compound over time to create entirely new life experiences. Today, you might start by identifying one "I just wish" thought and consciously reframing it as gratitude for what currently exists. Second, find value in imperfection. Some of the book's most beautiful insights come from recognizing how our struggles and failures make us more humble, empathetic, and connected to others. Your difficulties aren't obstacles to overcome. They're experiences that deepen your humanity and help you relate to others facing similar challenges. Third, practice gratitude as perspective transformation. This isn't just about saying "thank you" more often. It's about actively looking for reasons to appreciate your current reality. A messy kitchen becomes evidence of a family that cooks together. A busy schedule becomes proof of a life full of meaningful activities and relationships. The book teaches us that happiness isn't waiting for us at the end of some future achievement or acquisition. It's available right now, in the life we're already living, if we can learn to see it differently. As Strickler puts it, we need to study our lives the way a mountain climber studies a rock face, learning every handhold, understanding the challenges, and ultimately falling in love with both the mountain and the climbing process. Your life, with all its current imperfections and limitations, contains everything you need for deep satisfaction and joy. The question isn't whether you have enough or whether your circumstances are ideal. The question is whether you can learn to love the unique mountain you're already climbing. The next time you catch yourself thinking, "I just wish," pause and ask yourself, What handhold am I missing right here in my current reality? What can I appreciate about this exact moment, this exact life, this exact situation? That small shift in perspective might just be the beginning of falling in love with the life you already have. Because here's the truth Kate Strickler discovered. You don't need a bigger kitchen to create a beautiful, meaningful, deeply satisfying life. You just need to learn how to love the kitchen you already have.